Hey, everybody, welcome into another The Last of Us recap and discussion episode here on the Arena Productions. I'm your host, Expat, along with my co-host, Burley. Burley, how you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you, expat?
I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. It's actually getting warmer out here in Japan. Today was like 18 degrees today, so nice and warm.
Oh, I would kill for that weather right now.
Yeah, we
We are,
have like a high pressure system coming through here, so yeah, it's nice and clear.
yeah. Well, we just got more snow. It's
Uh,
not as cold today, but it's all slush, and it's just like
uh,
it like
yeah,
walking in it is not fun.
uh,
And people are like, I I've given up. I don't need to shovel. It's like, ugh.
Yeah. So you might want to remind our viewers, Burley, you're out there in Canada, close to the
Yeah,
Toronto area. So yeah,
yeah.
it's yeah. So kind of the snow,
I
kind of
man the
like at the
wall.
very beginning. Yeah, very kind of like the very beginning of the episode we're going to talk about. Yeah. So anyway, just to let all of you viewers know that here on the Arena Productions, the Last of Us recap and discussion episodes that we do here, these are spoiler-filled episodes. We're going to be talking a lot about the episodes. So this is your spoiler warning. If you have not watched Left Behind, episode 7 of The Last of Us on HBO, please go and watch it, and then come back and enjoy this video because there's going to be spoilers throughout. So that's your spoiler warning. So with that said, let's go ahead and jump into it. So, Burley, what did you think of the beginning? I mean, obviously, I thought it was going to jump right into Left Behind, but no, it didn't. It goes right into where we left off last week, of course, with Joel. He had been stabbed and he was bleeding profusely. And of course, he collapses off the horse. And so we see like the trail of blood in the snow as I guess Ellie had pulled him to a nearby house, and now he's in the basement downstairs, kind of like he is in the game. And then you see the horse. The horse is in like kind of like a garage area, which was pretty smart for Ellie to do because if the horse was outside, then the raiders would probably find out where they were. So what did
Yeah.
you think of that?
I thought it was good. It didn't surprise me we were going to get Joel in the beginning, because even though we knew the episode was called Left Behind, you could be on Left Behind.
Yeah.
They're not going to give you the episode without just a little bit of Pedro Pascal, and I do love that it was smart thinking. Get the
Yeah.
horse in there so that way you can't be fat. Make it harder to find. And
Right.
then I like the things with her and Joel.
Yeah.
She's like, just try to press the wound, and Joel's just like, leave, run.
Yeah. Yeah. Get back to Tommy. Get back to Tommy and everything.
Yeah, all that. Oh, like I love that. Joel, it shows like Joel is caring for her.
Yes.
Because he already knows he's dead. In his mind, he's dead.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
just a matter of a fact. Is he going to die in 1 hour, 4 hours, or whatever?
Yeah, with all that blood loss, I mean, it was amazing that he was still awake. So able to
Yeah.
communicate. So anyway, then we get as she goes up the stairs or whatever, and she gets to the door, and you see the doorknob, and then from there we get to the Left Behind part of the episode, and then of course we get Ellie in trouble as usual. I mean, she gets into a fight in the gym. So basically she's kind of like in an officer's training program for Fedra, and she just clocks the one girl that took her Walkman or whatever, and so she ends up in
She stole her Pearl Jam.
stole that Pearl Jam, man. And so then she ends up in I guess the warden's office or the superintendent's office, and he gives her a lecture about you can go this direction or this direction. Like one direction is basically watching people shovel crap, or you can go in this other direction where you have a little bit more of a decent life. And so obviously that's what she chooses. But yeah, I mean, and then she looks at the picture of the superintendent's family or whatever on the desk. But yeah, I mean, what did you think of that exchange?
I love that because he's just telling her, like, you're smart. I know you're smart.
Yeah.
And he's like, basically, don't do these dumb decisions here. Don't.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
you can have a better life. And that person that was just bullying you and took your stuff, you can be in charge of them and
right.
take hell and crap out on them. So if you
Right.
play the long game, wait things out, you can make their life hell and get
Yeah.
your revenge that way. I
Yeah.
I love that, and it is. You know what? It's sad, but it is true in the real world.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. And so we see her in the evening in her room, and there's a lot of Easter eggs here. And this
Oh
was
yeah,
really cool. All the stuff on the wall. I mean, of course, the you've got the lunar, the lunar,
phases.
poster there and everything, and of course that refers back to, the episode where she's talking to Joel about, she wanted to go to the moon, she wanted to be Sally Ride, and all that stuff, and lots of other, cool Easter eggs here. What did you think of these, like posters and stuff on the wall?
It was the if I had the time and you know I would love to just sit there, go through all the posters and be like, that's from this. That's a we can nod to that.
Yeah, like Red Planet. Yeah, that was pretty
Yeah.
cool stuff. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Lots of cool Easter eggs and everything in there. But obviously, and then she goes to bed because they say lights out and all. And then
Yeah.
obviously Riley comes through the window, and surprises her. I'm surprised that Ellie didn't stab her to death there. So,
Yeah.
uh, but yeah, so Riley's telling her that you know uh she's gonna take her somewhere and all, and so they go out the window and they get out, and then they go into this kind of like almost like a electrical facility underground and stuff, and you know basically it's a surprise for Ellie, because obviously Ellie doesn't know yet, but she's joined. Did Riley tell Ellie in the bedroom that she had joined the Fireflies? I think.
Uh, yeah, yes, as
Yeah.
or not in the. I can't remember if it was in the bedroom or as they were getting out. But
Yeah.
she's like, you're gonna have to, even though I'm gonna tell you stuff, you're gonna have to say yes,
Yeah. Yeah.
and just let her know she was a Firefly. She
Right.
left in Firefly, and because like Ellie's
Yeah.
like, I thought you were dead because you've
Right.
been
Right.
gone
For 3
uh,
weeks. Yeah, she had
three
been
three
gone.
weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. And then of course we get to the shopping mall and all, and so that's of course Riley turns on all the lights and all, and obviously it's in kind of like a bunker type of area, so the city, Fedric can't really figure out what's going on. But little does Ellie know that Riley has basically been posted there by the Fireflies, and so she's
hmm
been setting this up for a long time. And as if you can see in the image on the right, there's a game shop there. You see the
yep.
little game controller there. So yeah, you got the
I think
game
it's like
shop.
tour game.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, but yeah. So I mean, this is all from the video game. We get the shopping mall, we get the merry-go-round. We get the photo booth and all, and the photo booth thing was pretty cool, because the photo that comes out, it's like crappy photo, but obviously
Yeah,
since the machine hasn't been used in like 20 years,
and
obviously there's not
upkept maintenance and all that.
exactly there's not going to be a good picture to come out of that thing, but paying $5 for a crappy picture, in the apocalypse, I guess isn't a bad thing.
Yeah.
But what did you think of this scene though, Burley? The lingerie and the Victoria's Secret thing. It's like,
Oh, that was just funny.
yeah,
That and them just like just go back a little bit, just them going in the mall and Ellie just her eyes just lighting up, and I love
yeah.
at first as they're going down,
Oh, the escalator. Yeah,
Ellie is so happy with the escalator because this is something
yeah,
she's never experienced.
yeah, and
It's
playing
so-
Aha. Yeah, that was pretty cool. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So yeah, that was pretty cool stuff, man. Yeah. So, but yeah, I mean, this part and just like how did these people like live like this, and why would they wear something like this back in those times, that was pretty cool. Yeah.
Wait till you're older. That's all I'll say.
Yeah. Yeah. But then obviously, I mean, my favorite part of this episode was obviously the arcade. And I loved Ellie's
Yeah.
reaction there as being this is the most awesome thing in the world, It's like,
Yeah.
And then they get into the arcade there because, when I was her age, I used to love going in the arcades and stuff. And we used to go into the Chuck E. Cheese's and go into the arcades there and play the arcade games. But anyway, in the episode, she gets the Mortal Kombat 2. And Riley, of course, because she's been stationed there by the Fireflies, she's been practicing. You know, so she's able to kick Ellie's butt a couple of times, you know. But what was interesting, it was funny, there's all that money just laying all over the floor there, you know,
Yeah.
and she's like saying this useless garbage. And I'm like, what? You know, it's like if I would have been picking all that money up, because probably going back to the safety zone there in Boston, you could probably maybe use some of that money.
Get
I
a
don't know,
ration
but
or two.
yeah. But anyway, Riley had rigged the coin machine, obviously, and so they were able to get coins out of there. But then, obviously, at this point, you kind of get that camera pan down the hallway there into one of the other shops, and obviously there's the infected that's up against the wall with all the fungus and all. And you figure it's like, yeah, you would have thought that infected would hear all of that noise and the lights coming on, you know. So obviously Riley didn't scope out the area good enough. But
Well, here's the thing,
yeah,
that infected, because when you turn on the noise, you get the hum of all the lights from everywhere, and
yeah,
depending with the electricity you turn on, it could have been noises from other areas, from other stores, because you know, if it's got some CD player somewhere, it could have been playing noise. Maybe reason why you don't see the infected for a while.
yeah. But I mean, all in all, I mean, this was pretty spot on with the game. With
Oh
Left
yeah,
Behind.
like
Yeah,
that. The only thing they changed the fighting game, but that's understandable. If you could
yeah,
get Mortal Kombat 2 in the show, you're gonna use that over the I forget what the fictional fighting game they had in there,
hmm yeah, but
because that one was broken. And I
yeah,
remember you had the whole thing of use your imagination, and you had to do the button presses and stuff.
yeah, yeah. But all of the music was similar to, you know, the DLC and all. Yeah, it was yeah, pretty spot on. And then of course, obviously they get attacked. But before that, it's like the conversation between Ellie and Riley. You know, Riley saying, "This is my last night in Boston. I've been stationed to go to Atlanta." You know,
Mhm.
and you know, Ellie basically persuades her not to go, and you know, and they even kiss. You know, so this is the first, you know, instance we get of Ellie, you know, kissing. And yeah, I mean, it was a moving scene, and obviously it changed Riley's mind, and you know, she, you know, was going to stay with her best friend, but then obviously we get the attack there,
Yeah.
and of course both of them are bit, and then obviously they, of course, you know, leave it at that, where they're sitting with each other holding hands, and they're gonna stay together until they turn, which is different from the video game, obviously Left Behind, the DLC, because obviously, as what is it, Ellie's leaving and then you hear the gunshot or something like that.
Yeah. I think that's how it go. If I'm remembering correctly, because I played it a few months ago.
Okay, yeah,
Um, uh,
it's been
because
a while for me, so yeah,
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 I forget the dialogue, but something makes Ellie just walk away.
yeah, yeah,
Something is said, and Ellie walks away.
yeah.
No.
Were you satisfied with how they ended the scene between Ellie and Riley?
I think it ended. I would say I was satisfied. I think it ended well.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And then after that, we get back to, of course, the present time with Joel, and she doesn't leave Joel behind, obviously. You know, so
Yeah.
I mean, the main focus of this episode is basically, you know, Ellie's leaving her childhood behind.
Mhm.
She's leaving it behind because she's having to become a leader, and she does become a leader in a sense when she uses, you know, her senses to go and to find a way to save Joel's life. And yeah, so she's leaving her childhood behind, and she's becoming a leader in a sense, and but yes, obviously leaving her best friend behind because she had to. But yeah, so at the end, you know, she's able to find a needle and some, of course, some string to suture Joel's wound, of course, and she does that. as the leader that she's become in a sense, and more mature, and helps to save Joel's life at the end of the episode. So how did you feel about the very finality of that? Her rushing through the kitchen, rushing through all of those rooms, and trying to find something that could save Joel, and then finally she finds the needle and the string.
I think it was good. Because it goes flat. It goes back to where we started off at the beginning of the episode. It goes out full circle, kind of just getting back to that, and ending with her trying to suture, just trying to save, because she doesn't want to, no pun intended, leave anyone behind.
Right. Exactly. So yeah, great episode, obviously, and like I said, it was pretty spot on with the DLC from the video game Left Behind as well. So next up, Burley, episode 8.
Yes.
So what do we got in store for episode 8? Yeah, it's pretty spot on with the video game as well. Yeah.
Yeah, this is another one that is really, this is video game. This is straight ripped out of the video game. You got Troy Baker in this episode. So she meets up with two other people, and they you can call them whatever you want. And she tries to make a deal with them of like, hey, I give you this, you give me medicine, because she wants to save Joel. And then
the title of the episode is called "When We Are in Need." So
yes. Yeah. So she's trying to get some medicine. We're gonna see the infected again.
Yeah.
And if you've played the game, you know exactly what's coming. I don't want to say too much for those that haven't played the game, or so.
Yeah. So we're looking forward to episode 8. So that'll be next week, and of course we will be bringing you our recap and discussion episode for episode 8. So we hope you enjoyed this episode 7 recap and discussion of The Last of Us here on the Arena Productions. So let us know in the comments what you felt about the episode. Was it really spot on with The Last of Us Left Behind DLC? Let us know in the comments how you felt about the episode. So anyway, I've been your host Expat along with my co-host Burley. We hope to catch you next week for our episode 8 recap and discussion. So until then, everyone, take care. Peace out.